Hey everybody. Saying that just reminds me of Brack. Did you guys ever watch Brack? He says, "Hey everybody." I can't talk like Brack. Anyway, I just finished reading a lot of you guys' comments on my previous video, and it just makes me feel like really good. Makes me feel really loved. But one thing I never told you guys that was super creepy. And I feel like I can talk about it now. I'm not as afraid to talk about it now. The only reason I was afraid before was because it involved people that I didn't want. I don't know. I didn't know if they wanted the information shared, but at this point, it doesn't matter. It's been years. But y'all remember when Kristen and I were friends and we went on explorations and stuff all together and everything. And I remember one of you, I don't remember who it was, but asked why I had removed videos with Kristen in them years ago. And I mean, there's some that are still up. I kind of wish I would have left them. I kind of like, because it doesn't matter, but I was in my 20s and I was young, and yeah, whatever. It is what it is. But you know, we had a falling out. You know, her and my brother dated, and that ended, and our friendship, it was dumb. Like, when I look back, I'm like, oh, when you're under 30, you're dumb. At least I was. I don't know. It just, things did not have to blow up like they did and how they did. And anyway, she's moved and going doing other things with her life. And so I feel like now it just doesn't matter. Like, life's too short to care so much. And you know, sometimes you have seasonal friends. They're there with you for a moment and then on to the next, you know. But it is what it is. Anyway, some creepy stuff that happened back in the day when she was a part of my life that I never told you guys about. When she lived with me and my brother and my mom, and for only a few months, not very long. Now, during the whole time that she lived with us, paranormal stuff happened in our house, and I sometimes heard things. But her and my brother, when they were sleeping in his room, they would hear things and she would see things. One time my brother woke up it was almost like someone stomped, right next to his side of the bed, and it woke him up, it scared him. And one time she saw something come out of his closet, a dark shadowy figure. She saw and heard stuff all the time. There was one time where it was like in the middle of the night, and they were scared because they heard running up. Now I lived with my ex at the time upstairs. At one point they heard running down the hallway upstairs, like right above. They were watching TV, I think, late at night, and they heard someone run. I didn't hear anyone run. I was asleep. But they heard walking around, like running upstairs, and they were freaked out. And I'm pretty sure they were like, I think she texted me or something, or like, I don't know, they tried to think, what are you guys doing up there? But then realized we were asleep, so it wasn't us. That was kind of scary. She heard a little girl giggle in the living room one time, and there was no children in the house. She heard rustling around in the kitchen, and we ended up doing a paranormal investigation at my house, and I'm pretty sure some of that investigation is still here on YouTube. It's super old. But the reason why we did that investigation was because they kept experiencing things. We even had our psychic medium friend come out, and he couldn't really get anything too clear on what was going on. So it was just extra confusing. And then, but my brother would often lock his bedroom door, even when she decided not to sleep there sometimes. Like because at one point she ended up moving out and getting her own little like condo, apartment, duplex, whatever, something. She moved out at one point to get her own place. And he would lock his door. He would still experience things even when she wasn't staying there. Like, she'd come over and hang out and then go back to her place. But he would lock his door because he was so afraid at night, which made me feel really mad and like protective, and like I couldn't do anything about it. And I didn't really experience too much. I'm pretty sure I talked in the past about seeing a shadow figure on my porch. If I haven't talked about the things that I had experienced at the house, please someone let me know, and then I'll do a video on that. But There were times where she would go stay at a friend's house sometimes, or sometimes even at her house, and he would stay with her, and they would experience things everywhere she was, wherever she stayed at night. When they broke up and she kind of officially like was moved out, they weren't seeing each other, she wasn't coming over anymore, all the paranormal activity stopped. All of it. And it made me think something was drawn to her or attached to her, or I don't know. It made me think, it was just interesting how prior, no paranormal stuff had ever happened in that house. That house felt wonderful and it was great. Like everyone loved the energy in that house. But as soon as she moved in, like officially, weird stuff started happening all the time. Then they break up, she moves out officially, and it stops. So it's interesting. And I remember right before we kind of stopped being friends, she had told me things that she had seen in her little apartment. Maybe it was like a townhouse that she was in, something like that. But she had heard and seen things, and it just made me think something's following her, which made me worried. But I don't know why I was so afraid to tell you guys. Maybe I just like thought, oh, excuse me. I didn't know. I wanted to respect privacy of other people, but I also feel like we made videos together and we put them out on the internet. So it really wasn't anything that I shouldn't share. It's like, it's all true and it all happened, but I just thought I'd give you a little piece of the past, especially as to why we did that in paranormal investigation at my previous house. And I remember I would sometimes hear footsteps. Oh, now that I think about it, I would hear footsteps from the basement stairs. And I'm pretty sure in that paranormal video I had included, like, we actually caught someone walking up the stair, like the sounds of someone walking up and down the stairs. But yeah, I thought I'd share that little tidbit with you guys because I just remembered it. And at this point, I think I've said this, like, at this point in my life, I'm just not scared to share certain things anymore, where when I was younger, I was just like, oh, I shouldn't say that, I shouldn't share that. What if they see it? And then it's like, well, what are they gonna do? It's true, and they probably go, yep. I mean, if Kristen watched this, she'd probably like, yep, that happened, that was weird. Or she might just be like, it's completely irrelevant, I moved on, I'm not into that shit anymore. I don't know. But yeah, no, we had moved on from our friendship. It ended, and I think it's a combination of, there's things I would have done different, and I feel bad for, and maybe she feels the same way. Like, I feel like, when a friendship ends, like, everyone kind of plays a part, but maybe we were just a part of each other's journey at the time, and we weren't meant for long-term friendship. Sometimes I miss certain friendships like that. Like, I don't know if you guys ever feel the same way, but like sometimes, like with past friendships, that either they just kind of phased out, or they ended abruptly, or I fucked up, or they fucked, whatever, or I thought they fucked up, or maybe they thought I fucked up, whatever. We've all probably been through that with friendships, and sometimes I like reminisce, or I miss, and sometimes I wonder what it would be like today to be friends with them. Like, because sometimes I think into the past, and I'm like, oh, I would have loved to have invited them to this thing. I don't know, if we were friends now, like, I don't know, like, so sometimes I miss what a friendship could have been like now, and sometimes I wonder what could I have done different. But it's kind of weird when like you become friends with someone, like your sibling dates, and then they don't work out. And then you're kind of like, as the other sibling, you're just like, well, they were kind of my friend, but my loyalty should be to my sibling. So it just kind of ends. Like, I think out of all the, I don't know. It's like, it's a weird place to be, but it is what it is, and it is the way it's meant to be, I guess. But, I know you guys really liked Kristen, and I've told everyone, even today, like nowadays, I I don't know. I don't tell anyone about my life in the past too much, but if someone, like, you guys loved her and she loved you guys, and anyone that ever met her loved her. Like, that's just the thing, you know? And it's unfortunate that it had to end that was so long. It's so long ago that it's not like I like mourn every day, but it's like, it's weird how every once in a while, you know, you think about the past and you go, oh, and you think about that person that you lost and you're like, oh, wonder what it would be like now. Would we have grown with each other, or would it just have ended either way? But anyway, she also, I'm gonna give her credit though. She was right about my ex though. She was the first to tell me he's controlling. I think he's controlling, and you know, she warned me about him, and I didn't listen. Being stubborn back in the day, but you guys know. I was not happy in my marriage before. And boy, she knew. Did you guys know that she actually had a dream that I left him? This kind of started the end of our friendship a little bit, but yeah, she had a dream that I left him and I wanted to leave him, and that I went to her asking her, how do I get a divorce? And I remember feeling really mad that she had that dream. But in the end, she was right, you know? But anyway, so I thought I'd give you that little honest tidbit about the past, about something that I've never told you guys, something I've never processed with you guys. I've just kind of internally processed it in my mind, or told my super close in-person people. But anyway, so there's that little creepy bit. But let me know if I've told you guys. I'm pretty sure I've mentioned the things that I would see at that other house. The shadow figures, the things that would have, the picture that fell off the wall once. My mom saw things too. And then one time I heard a crash. Okay, tell me if I've told you, if I've already told you guys. I don't want to repeat it unless you guys are like, tell it again, then I'll tell it again. But that's it. Okay, that's it for now. I'll talk to you guys later. I need to quit saying guys. I'll talk to y'all later. I'm trying to not do that. It's a hard habit to break. I'll talk to you all later. Ugh, forgive me. Okay, bye.